Hello nature lovers, welcome to the Why Things channel. Today, we dive into one of the biggest mysteries of our planet: why is seawater salty? Have you ever wondered about that salty taste when you play with the waves on a beach or dive into the sea? Where does this salt come from and why aren't the oceans filled with fresh water? In this video, we'll explore the science behind the salinity of seawater, the role of rivers and volcanoes in this process, the impact of the water cycle, and why salinity is important for nature. If you're ready, let's embark on this salty journey and unlock the secrets of the oceans. 1. Why is seawater salty? The secret to salty seawater lies in the mineral salts dissolved in the water. About 3.5% of seawater is salt, and most of this salt is sodium chloride, the common table salt. But it also contains other minerals such as magnesium, calcium, potassium, and sulfate. So how did these salts reach the sea? There are two main sources. First, terrestrial erosion. Rivers erode rocks and soil, carrying minerals like sodium and calcium to the sea. This process has continued throughout Earth's 4.5 billion year history. Second, volcanic activity on the ocean floor. Hydrothermal vents and volcanoes release minerals into seawater. These two processes have turned the oceans into a giant salt soup. An interesting detail: the oceans contain 97% of the Earth's salt. 1 liter of seawater contains about 35 grams of salt. 2. The water cycle, the secret of salt accumulation. So why do the seas stay salty and not fill up with fresh water? This is where the water cycle comes in. As water evaporates from the seas, it leaves the salts behind and rises to the sky as pure, fresh water. This water falls on land as rain, picking up new minerals as it returns to the seas in rivers. This cycle has caused salt to accumulate in the seas for millions of years. Imagine, every evaporation condenses the salt, every river adds new salt. Over billions of years, this accumulation has made the oceans as salty as they are today. But here's an interesting point: the salinity of the oceans is not constant. As new salt is added, some salt settles on the seafloor or is used by shellfish, which maintains a balance. 3. Why does salinity vary? The salinity of seawater is not the same everywhere. The average salinity is 3.5%, but this varies according to geographical location. For example, Red Sea and Persian Gulf, salinity can reach 4% due to the warm climate and high evaporation. Baltic Sea, in this region, where river flow is high and evaporation is low, salinity drops below 1%. Polar regions, melting glaciers reduce salinity locally. Salinity also varies with depth and temperature. Surface waters can be saltier due to evaporation, but salinity is more constant in deeper waters. These differences affect the density of seawater and drive ocean currents. For example, salty and cold water sinks, which initiates the thermohaline circulation that regulates global climate. 4. Ecological and cultural importance of salinity. The salinity of seawater is not just a chemical property, it plays a critical role in how nature works. Marine ecosystems depend on salinity. For example, coral reefs and some fish species live at certain salinity levels. If salinity changes, these species can become endangered. Also, salinity regulates global climate by driving ocean currents. For example, the Gulf Stream keeps Europe temperate. Culturally, salt has always been valuable to humanity. In ancient Rome, soldiers were paid salarium, salt money, the origin of the word salary. Today, salinity measurements are used to monitor the effects of climate change. Melting glaciers and changing rainfall patterns affect ocean salinity, which gives scientists clues about the future of the Earth. Here is the fascinating story of why seawater is salty. The minerals carried by rivers, the gifts of volcanoes, and the cyclical dance of the water cycle have turned the oceans into salty treasures. This saltiness is not just a taste, a force that shapes marine life, global climate, and human history. What do you think when you feel the salt water while swimming in the sea? Share your favorite ocean moment in the comments, we will read it with interest. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. The next why. See you in the question. Continue to be fascinated by the salty magic of the sea.